Yeah. Sounds of soft souls and hits and oldies. Brought to you by Laudation Sports, Frankel and Frankel, and the Underdogs. Hear us roar. Come on with it. Stand tall or not at all. Salute, kudos, and credence to the notification squad. Swad all the way up. Come on with it. We're going to talk about Texas Hold'em. Yeah. We're going to talk about Jerry, Wayne, Jones, and the Jones effect. Let's get it. You got to know when to hold up. Know when to fold up. Come on, baby. Country law. Let's get it. Let's go to the window and to the walls. The tale of two cities, huh? Yeah, you didn't get me. You didn't get me. Come on with it. Colin Cowherd, wow with it. Come on. Now lean with it and rock. Come on with it. A royal flush, baby. Come on with it. Shout out to you, Isaac. Appreciate you. DC for life. What's good with you? I see in the chat. Come on, stand tall or not at all. Let's get it. And there's the room fill up. Be sure to hit that like button. Keep the algorithm going for me. Keep the engagement going for me. If you're on Facebook, let me know. Let me get somebody in Facebook before we hit that button here. Come on with it. 5, 4. Shout out to you, Ice Cold. Shout out to your Pitman. Come on with it. 3, 2, and 1. Come on. Where y'all at, baby? Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Come on with it. If you're on Facebook, let me know. Where my Facebook people at? Come on, where y'all at? Let me know in the chat if y'all here. Okay, there you go. I got one person. I was worried for a second. I thought Facebook done got me, you know.
Give me my theme music.
Let it rip. Yeah.
Spartans, prepare for glory.
All right, just a PSA for my Facebook people, man. I got an AI training bot that's over there that's posting stuff that's way from 94. And people are like, hey, Lord, man, why you posting that now? What's the relevancy of it? But the reality of it is that Law AI is training over there. So enjoy. It may be some clips that's not relevant to what's going on now, but they working, you know. So my worker bots are working. So let them go to work, you know. Yes, indeed. But shout out to you all, man. And I appreciate those who understand. I know, you know, football is a different topic and they posting stuff. Even I was sitting there like, hey, that's a real old deal there that they posted. Can they post something that's more current? But I get it. You know, they trying to learn the algorithm. So I thought for sure that AI was going to sneak on in and get on out of here. But it's here to stay. So if you wise and if you have a business that you're running, and you refuse to use artificial intelligence, let me press this button for you, especially if you got a business over here.
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
You better start using AI in them. You better be using them on your side. You better start learning Chat GPT and all of the stuff. Even pay for it if you have to. Yeah. Bots going rogue, Law. Yeah, they going rogue, but hey, let them work, man. Shoot. Yes, indeed. But shout out to all of the YouTubers, man. I appreciate you all. Now, they haven't took over my YouTube page yet, but they probably in the flex right now, in the motion. They like, sub me in, Law, sub me in. Well, I got to work things out. But shout out to everybody that follow me on multiple platforms. I'm on Instagram as well. Tick to the stop. You can't stop to the talk. You know, TikTok, I'm there in as well. as the Twitter or the X app and Blue Skies and all of that. But I know you guys came here for the information. Like I said, please do me a huge favor, not a small one, and hit that like button. That's all I ask. And then the other things will be hitting the shared icon and these sorts. So let me get to the meat and potatoes of it. The Chicago Bears lamented that they are still waiting for permission to at least bring Mike McCarthy in for some hamburgers and some French fries, right? And they are trying to pick the brain of Mike McCarthy to see whether or not he will be a good fit. Now, the Dallas Cowboys hold the rights to Mike McCarthy until January the 14th. We get all of that, right? But I behoove the Cowboys to move swiftly with this, because what you don't want to happen is starting off slowly. And the Cowboys, by natural order, because of Jerry Jones and the flow of the family-owned business, they don't use AI. Nah, they move slowly. It's like a mom and pops, right? Did you check the mail today? Nah, I check it when I want to. Did you take the trash out? Nah, didn't our butlers, don't we have people to do that for us? They own that type of energy, right? So they don't have the sweat equity like an ice cold cowboy would do, right? Or a Cliff. They don't have that sense of urgency like a Sally. I see you. J-May. They don't have those sense of urgency of saying that if I don't check the mail, then I can have a bill in there that's due. I can have X, Y, and Z things that's due. Somebody could be sending me stuff, but they don't have that as a consciousness for them because they operate within the confines of their own time. Right. They operate within the confines of their own time. And their philosophy and their principle is deadline makes deals. The storyline, I want to be the one that's being chased. Right? I don't want to chase. I'm not picking up the phone and calling nobody to say, hey, would you like to have a cup of coffee? They don't believe in that. They have the what we call over here God complex, right? My subjects. Now, also when you're operating with that mindset, there are consequences and repercussions. Remember, the reason why the turtle beats the hare or the turtle beats the rabbit is because of the consistency, the never give up approach. Hey, I'm not satisfied. I'm not accomplishing anything until I cross the finish line. Whereas the rabbit, it runs out there. They play, they chase, they got extreme speed, and they get tired. And they chill, and they sit, and they go to sleep. Oh, what long slumber that they be in. But it's the slow and steady that wins the race. The race is not to the swift nor the battle to the mighty, but it's to he that endures to the end, right? And also, that turtle, he's always getting the same approach from different rabbits who say that they like all of the flashes and get all of the attentions. Oh, they're cute and cuddly. Oh, look at the fur and all of that good stuff. They even get holidays. The rabbits don't even lay eggs, but they do on Easter, right? But the turtle, slow and steady, wins the race. And the rabbit is what Jerry Jones is, looking for attention. Look at my fur, look at my collar. And also, the turtle already knowing. He also wins the race because he outlives the rabbit, right? Yeah, that's a whole nother storyline. Boy, we talking about rabbits and turtles instead of the Cowboys. But let me get to it. And I love y'all. And I hope you guys love me too. Let's get to it. All right. We have here a thing whereas once a coach leave the Cowboys, for some strange reason they get praises, right? And once something happened within the confines of the Cowboys, people start to reflect and they start to say, yeah, man, times wasn't that bad. I'm old enough to remember that when we were struggling year one with Mike McCarthy, there were a ton of Cowboy fans stating, man, times wasn't even this bad when we had Jason Garrett, and Mike McCarthy had a real terrible start initially with the Cowboys. We had, historically speaking, the worst defense. They was pulling up stuff since 1962 and 63, right? Billy Bob. We had Bob Lilly on one of the features and saying, hey, this is terrible. But, and that's Mr. Cowboy, by the way, for those who don't know. People were saying, hey, man, times wasn't this bad with Jason Garrett, right? And we finished that season, I believe, 6-10, right? And it comes to the conclusion here that even I gave the Cowboys Mike McCarthy a mulligan. Who's remembering with that storyline when I said, man, I'll give him a mulligan, because originally I didn't want Mike McCarthy due to this particular fashion. He's a Green Bay guy, and the last time I saw big Mike McCarthy is when Dez caught it, and they said that he didn't catch it, and the challenge flag came out and all of these sorts of things. But that's a whole nother conversation. That following year, Mike McCarthy swayed the minds, and he performed a little bit better, right, in 2021. And that's when we came out with the sullied and the unsullied. We kind of point the fingers at Jerry Jones and Kellen Moore, which one of my guys that call in all of the time, call him Kevin Moore, 100 grand. Yeah, you guys remember. So moving along with the storyline, not to be too long-winded with it, what I'm trying to say is, Mike McCarthy, do you guys, and I'm going to tell you how I feel about it, but for this year, this past season, basically, do you guys give Mike McCarthy another mulligan? Because I thought you can only get one, but let's go give him another mulligan. Do you give him a mulligan? Like, do you look into the soul and the sinew and the mind of Mike McCarthy and say, you know what? Mulligan, because of the injuries, because of the lack of efforts with this front office, because there are two issues with this thing, or a problem, which is Jerry and Steven, and the issue is Mike McCarthy. Do you just say, hey, even though Mike may be the issue, mulligan, right? Ray says 8-8, 8-8, 8-8, and only reason we were even good was because of Romo was a baller. Just from Ray Gonzalez, Alita La Raza, no mulligans, bro. This is from Chanel, right? Nope. Put it like this. Name me, Ray, the losing seasons that Jason Garrett had. And what happened? Oh, it's because the non-starting quarterback was in, right? Every time the Cowboys had a losing season outside of 2016, their starting quarterback was down, even with Jason Garrett. That's the craziest thing, Calalente, come on with it. Yeah. So I'm trying to lay this out to you all, that the Cowboys, since firing, let me give y'all these stats from this particular mindset, because before I go into the playing this audio, let me squeeze all the way up here. Let me squeeze. Yeah. And it goes like this. People need to learn that the grass isn't always greener. This is from my guy Eric/Marty. For changing's sake, change isn't good, reliable strategy. We suffered a lot of injuries, key veterans and players, and only in early schedule was about as brutal as they come, right? But can't convince out of touch fans, right? And that's my guy Eric. He says basically that, it was the injuries' fault and it was our lack of movement fault, right? And I get all of that. And I says, I understand your point, but consider this. The Cowboys have only 3 playoff wins since Barry Switzer, right? And write that down. 3 playoff wins since firing of Barry Switzer. 1 playoff win since the firing of Jason Garrett. At some point, the strategy of sticking with something isn't working. And I go into more details. So when you start to look at it from that perspective is a mother sucker, So when you start to say it from that particular perspective, we ain't no good. But there is a common denominator. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can put those names down in the conversation box, or what we call the chat box. Y'all can put that down in there, because the conversation always still the same. But let me go and pull this up over here. Appreciate y'all, man. I love y'all to the moon and back. But let's listen in to this conversation. That my guy, he do have some strong points, and we love strong points, and we love strong opinions. Yeah. So that's deeper, darker. Yeah. 4 playoff wins, Law. Yeah, I just split it, right? 3 after firing of Barry Switzer, and now 1 after the firing of Jason Garrett. No matter how you split it, we got 4 wins. So the common denominator is Jerry Wayne and them, No matter how you split it, it's still like people say, man, with that SHIT sandwich, I think it's still too soon for me to say a cuss word. With that SHIT sandwich, no matter how much ketchup and mustard you put on it, you can put some Himalaya salt, you can add some paprika, it's still a SHIT sandwich, right? So that's what we've been dealing with. And Jerry trying to make us say, hey, man, it do taste good, don't it? Because look at the bread. It don't matter what type of bread it is, it's still a SHIT sandwich. And he keeps making the same sandwich. He may put a little lettuce on it. He may put a little tomatoes on it. It's still a SHIT. I hope you guys know how to spell. It's still that type of sandwich. And that's all I'm saying. But listen to my guy.
What it speaks to me is that one Jerry wants it to go the way he wants it to go. Like I hear Chef Jerry gonna make the decision whether Mike talked to Chicago or not, or whether that operating window opens. But what it also signals to me, and I know MK what people have said this year about Mike McCarthy. This dude led the top 3 offense year before last, though. Yeah. And I get it that he need to revamp and do some new things. Me and RC being out on Monday Night Countdown, and I've asked the question because a lot of people always ask me about the Cowboys. You would be shocked at how much respect Mike McCarthy has in this league. Yeah. And how many people think. She ain't about that. Mina Kimes ain't about that. Look at her face. Look at the countenance. I get what my guy Spears is saying. Yes, indeed. But she ain't digging that. She ain't joy tailoring that. No. She ain't putting no joy on it. Look at the countenance on her face. Yeah. And I get it. The media, one time they love you, the next time they hate you, and one time they praise you. But I can recall there were multiple times that this same guy talked about the Jerry Jones had nothing to do with the 3rd and 1 play, and we go Hail Mary. Jerry Jones had nothing to do with all of these crazy time management stuff. Jerry Jones don't have nothing to do with this guy with the inability to walk out there and say, hey, I know that y'all trying to work with Jalen Brooks, but based off of my observation and my analysis, he ain't no good. Let's just give Ryan Flo a shot at it. You mean to tell me that we got a coach that's so docile, that's so weak and feeble-minded, or let me say this, that don't have the set big enough to say, hey, this dude right here, this dude right here, he ain't no good. I need some help, man. And if you're going to do a soft rebuild and still fire me, at least let me go out my way. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, yes, indeed. Come on with it. Mike McCarthy has in this league. Yeah. And how many people think
he's a really good head coach.
Totally.
And how he sets the temperature of a locker room. Now, I didn't know that much about Mike McCarthy. Like, I really didn't. I knew he was in Green Bay. They had a lot of success when I was in Dallas and all of that. The really good team. Obviously, Aaron was there. But I didn't know much about, like, how the league. And they both can tell you, and Mina knows this because she talks to a lot of people as well. It's really about how your peers talk about you. It's really about how guys in the coaching profession, general managers, players that play for you, that's the biggest kind of kudos to what you've been able to do. And I know this living in Dallas. Them dudes like Mike McCarthy a lot. There's a high level of respect for him in that locker room. I'll be interested to see what happens. What they speak.
You know, one of, and I wish I should have memorized the line. Denzel Washington played on his movie. And his son, and I'm just going to paraphrase the hell out of it. His son asked him, "Dad, do you like me?" You know. And Denzel said, "Like you?" You know. And then he went in on the kid about liking. You think, you know, when he said, do you have food on the table? Do you have a roof over your head? You know what I'm saying? It is not my responsibility to like you, you know. It's my responsibility, basically, I'm just paraphrasing it because I don't know the line by the top of my head. I can learn it and give it to you guys by tomorrow. But right now, what he's saying is that my duty is not to like you. My job and my responsibility is to protect you and provide for you. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have to do this out of likeness. It's because basically, in so many words, man, during that time frame, Fences is the name of the movie, you couldn't get, like my granddad and them, God stopped making them, but you couldn't get those guys, those old school guys who had a second or a third grade education. You couldn't get them to say, "Oh, son, I love you. Oh, man, you know, he talked to you just like the guy that's off of that God of War. He don't even call his son. He just say, "Boy, get over here, boy." You know, that's how that was and that's how that is, you know. But at the end of the day, you can tell by the way they actions or way they move that they absolutely love you. Yes, indeed. It's the responsibilities of it. So it doesn't matter whether or not the players like the coach or the coach like the players. All of that likeness is crazy. It's foolish. What if I told you guys there's numerous accounts of players that's been well documented that those players like Jason Garrett? Don't have me to pull up. Don't have me to pull up clips of players saying that they felt as if though they let Jason Garrett down. Right? Or they felt as if Jason Garrett was suitable enough to win ultimately, but they felt like they didn't do enough for coach. So you're going to bring them back off of those principles? No, you know. And especially out of respect. That's cool to show respect. And I like the way old Shay Sharp said it, you know, believe it or not, you know. You don't have to respect me. Just don't disrespect me. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, yes, there will be people to respect Mike McCarthy. There should be. But it's been since 2010 since he lifted up that Lombardi trophy. That respect is not enough to pay dividends for 2025. It's not. The NFL is what have you done for me lately. Yeah, they love clappy hands, Garrett. Yeah. So what law says I got to like you, you know, laughing my ass off. That is so true. Yeah. 15 years is a long time. Now, all of it, you know, two things can be true. Not all of the issues fall upon Mike McCarthy's table or head. It's not all on him, right? But to say that he's not an accessory to this robbery goes back to this button.
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
He's an accessory, you know what I'm saying? He may not be driving the getaway car, but he's in it, you know. He the one said, yeah, I'm riding with you, Jerry. Yeah. He didn't tell Jerry, hey, let's turn down this street. Let's go this way. No, he's along with the ride. He's an accessory, you know what I'm saying, to this particular murder case or to this robbery. He's an accessory. Hey, in newsflash, some of the players are too. Dak, he's one of this. He's accessory. He's in the car too. You know, he said, yeah, I would like for Mike McCarthy to come back on his own terms. For Mike McCarthy to turn around and say, what is he talking about? They pointing fingers at each other. So when we start listening to this stuff, I'm sitting here saying that, hey, there's a lot of problems going on here, man. You know, hey, you're not getting scot-free from this. Yeah. So all of y'all have to play a part into this, you know. So at some point, the people that you can get rid of, we know who the common denominator is, right? And that's Jerry and Steven, right? They two peas in a pot. Well, the carrot got to be not Jason Garrett at this point, but it got to be Mike McCarthy, right? And the meat of it is Dak Prescott. Yes. So the two peas and the carrot and the meat. So you're going to at least savor the meat, pause if necessary. But you're going to have to at least stick with Dak because you're not going to cut your legs off from under your feet. The brother is here for 2029, right? For your mind. And he's getting paid $250 million. Not to talk about the money, but you can't hide all of that money. And I get it. Somebody going to say, well, if you look at what the Denver Broncos did, Dak ain't playing like doggone Russ over there. You know what I'm saying? But at some point, the Cowboys got to look into the mirror and say, okay, how can we win now with the resources and the pieces that we got now? And if you bring back Mike McCarthy, understand that you're going to bring back 3rd and 1, we go along. We're going to bring back, hey, some of the play calling is going to still be the same because he refused to give somebody else duties for those things. And the undisciplinary team, you're going to get those things back too. That's just how it goes. We got a super chat. I don't want Coach Mike back, but in his defense, he can tell Jerry, I've won the Super Bowl more recently than you have. And Glenn, those will be the greatest combination of Mike McCarthy to say. Yeah. But the issues is all Jerry Jones, period. No, Jerry is the problem. Mike McCarthy is the issue. You know, the solution would be at this point for Mike McCarthy to open up his eyes and say, okay, at least let me do it this way if you're going to bring me back. I got multitudes of offers. And I guarantee you, after the 14th, if you don't give me, Mike McCarthy hold the keys. He can give Jerry Jones an ultimatum right now. He can give him an ultimatum. When you have options, woo! As a man, that's the best thing to be in. When you have options, you know, you are considered what they say a high value man, you know. Yeah, I'm a high value man. Yeah, I'm a high value. Yeah. Yeah, I control a lot of things. I control the access. You may control access to this, but I control everything else, you know, and I'm going to keep it PG-13. Yeah. But I'm high value. If you think I'm lying, look up Charlie Dixon and Joy Taylor and let me know what comes up. Yeah. I'm a high value man, you know. I'm a hot commodity, yeah. Yes, indeed. Yeah, it don't matter what you look like. Have buck teeth and all, but you can still get them draws when you got that money. You know, you think I'm lying? Look up. Yeah, y'all know I'm telling the truth. So, fellas, if you ever get left out on the cold, two things you can do. You can either hit the gym or try to hit the lottery. They're going to come following you. Yeah, I control access. Yeah, baby. Let me know if I'm lying. Yeah.
ain't lying.
Yeah, yes indeed. So if you ever want to make a change, just make that money, baby. She gonna come running to you. Hey, y'all hit the like button. Y'all in the danger zone. Y'all in the danger. Yeah. Dak owns filthy. He letting y'all know, man. Y'all better hit that like button. Let me know. So either you can hit the gym or you can go hit that lottery. Make sure you get that money. Stack your paper. Yes, indeed. Yeah, skeet for yourself. Let me get back on subject, man. Say law, man, you got to get back on subject, man. But just for validation, I just got to make sure that I'm telling y'all the truth. Hold on.
Can we just keep it a buck?
Keep it a buck.
If they're fine enough, if they're funny enough, or if their financial status is what you want. Fine, funny, fucking money. You're throwing all boundaries, standards, all that shit you talked on Instagram about how you would never, and this woman ain't because women this and men this. You're moving forward with this person.
I didn't know I was gonna add. I didn't know I was going to add that into the show. We freestyling, baby. We freestyling, though. All right, man. Let me leave her alone. I want to get a cease and desist order. All right, so in order for you to pick out the creme de la creme of the crop, right, you got to get in there early. Sometimes, you got to make sure you survey the land and make sure that everything is okay. So what I'm looking at, Paul says she's snitching. Oh my gosh, man. Oh my gosh. Make that paper, man. There's still chances for you, bro. I'm for real. If you look at it, look at Bill Belichick and his Swedes. She won't be with him if he just only had the AARP card. He had to come with the black card, and he ain't even that color, so he had to come with that card. And if you think I'm lying, ask Mike Zim. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Get your ass up there, contain the damn ball.
Jeez. All right, man. All right. Yes, indeed. All right. So, Riggs. Somebody said Riggs, baby. All right. So, the Jags will request to interview Kellen Moore. What I'm going to tell y'all on the front, the Eagles losing. The Eagles losing. The Eagles are losing, dog. Kellen Moore going to be thinking about, man, I got to prepare for this Jaguars job. I got to go up against Ben Johnson. Yeah, because I see Ben Johnson, Joe Brady, Liam Cohen's on there, Aaron Glenn. So Kellen Moore, he's going to pull out the 4 curls for you, Jalen Hurts, and he may be Rusty Hurts. Yeah, because at the end of the day, he's the top of this list for the Jacksonville Jaguars. So shout out to the Jaguars. They doing us a huge favor.
Here we go.
Yeah. Come on. This could be Kellen Moore's chance right here.
This is your humble servant, Lord.
Yeah. This could be a situation. Now, not to throw any shades at the Eagles or what have you. I'm just telling y'all, when your mind is focused in on multitudes of things, shoot, who they got to play week 1? Let me see if I got my schedulings up. Hold on, let me see who they got to play week 1. Yeah. I think let me refresh this up. Let me pull this up. Yeah, they got to play the Green Bay Packers. They focus in. The Green Bay Packers focusing in on beating the Eagles. Kellen Moore focusing in on how to get out of Philadelphia. That's just what it is. Watch. Don't get mad at me. I'm just pointing out the realities of it. Don't shoot the messenger. You know what I'm saying? All right. With that being said, here's another thing. It's just going to be on us, man. And I appreciate y'all so much for tuning in.
the lowest grade offensive and defensive players from Pro Football Focus. And if you like Pro Football Focus, let me know. Some people don't like the grades. I always say, man, they don't show their work. They don't break down film. They don't give us analysis. They just give us a grade, right? And there's a whole nother situation in these sorts of things. But I can tell you that by these guys being ranked dead last in both of their categories is crazy. I got Aaron with the super chat of $5. Appreciate you, man. He says, Jerry said there are coaches in Mobile, Alabama, who would like to coach these boys, is waiting for a Senior Bowl to interview coaches. Thoughts? Now, I trust you, but can you verify where he said that at? Can someone else verify when did he say this? Because I would love to pull that clip. But if Jerry said that there are coaches in Mobile, Alabama, who would like to coach for the boys, then that means 1,000% Mike McCarthy is out. Because Mike McCarthy is going to look at it like, hey, you start flirting with other folks. I supposed to be the prize. I supposed to be the ace boon coon. I supposed to be your main chick, not the side chick. You know, at the end of the day, it is how that goes. No one likes to be sloppy seconds, or nobody want to be looked at and said, okay, you allowed to sort your royal oats and now you want to come back to me? No. When I'm already in the house, I'm already inside. So no. So the only options that could be open to this Jones effects is this right here. Jerry, you know what to do. You can't have it both ways. You can't be a swinging door. You know, you can't. You know, at this point, Mike McCarthy need to set this down and say, hey, if you interview another coach for a head coach, then I'm out of here. I'm running out of here. Because you holding my feet to the fire and not allowing me to go to Chicago, not allowing me to go to Jaguars, not allowing me to go get these opportunities, and you going to hold my feet to the fire? No. Angie, the rebel chick, says, Joy Taylor is your cousin. Riggs, first or second? After they get to the third and fourth cousin, you know, people in the South, they be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? That's your cousin, you know. Woman child come out a little slow. All right, so the lowest grades of offense and defense, players in the Cowboys during the 2024 are Tyler Guyton and Mazy. Now, this is what I said.
So the lowest grade of offense and defensive player goes to the Cowboys during the 2024 season, and that will be the last two first-round picks, Tyler Guyton as well as Mazy. Now, I saw some growth in Mazy. Granted, if we want to use excuse as a weapon, Tyler Guyton, we all knew that he was going to be green and he's going to be super raw. I remember talking to the great Nate Newton, and he said it's going to take him about 2 or 3 years in order to get to the swing of things at that left tackle due to the fact that he's so raw at that spot. So, and then he was a healthy scratch in a lot of games. So I saw some growth aspect out of Mazy, but for Tyler Guyton, we probably have to wait for another year, unfortunately. But neither here nor there. Shout out to Marcus for this post. But I'm going to tell you, hey, if you use PFF, it is what it is. But we will find out next season how both of these boys will look.
DC for life, right? That was me speaking to you guys in my Charles Xavier format. All right. Before I go out and break down more analysis, I got another super chat. B Bird, I think that the Joneses take long with the decision because they are indecisive. Yeah. They come from lack of knowledge and confidence. Ooh-wee. Now, sometimes I get there too, though. The Jones effect, B Bird, is, sometimes people don't want the new car until they see the neighbor get the new car. Then they go get the new car, right? And sometimes people don't want to see something that they have to go somewhere else, right? That's one of the worst feelings, right? And then there's bylaws there's unwritten bylaws, unwritten rules, right? Yeah. So just like Angie, she's in the chat and she said her cousin is Joy Taylor. And if she was already squeezing down off on Emmanuel Acho, then by natural order of law, if they are cool with each other, Joy shouldn't be, allegedly, right? So those are things that we all have to consider. So Jerry takes everything personally, right? So one of the arguments the first argument was with Jerry and Jimmy is that Jimmy allegedly was flirting with the Jaguars, right? Because, Jimmy from Florida and all of this stuff, and the Jaguars were a new team that was coming around, and Jerry didn't want Jimmy to leave to go there, right? And take all of his talent to South Beach or however that goes, Yeah, so Lost Skip Shad, yeah. So what I'm saying is, yeah, that could be a tangible one, but I think that they also, by being indecisive, they don't want to lose out on something. So they would rather keep it, right? And contain it here. But they look at it as an ultimate disrespect when you don't eat or when you are considering going somewhere else. Because that's one of the things that they look at it like you should be happy. It's a privilege for you to coach for this team. It is a legacy for you to coach for this team. You should be willing to coach for this team for a hamburger and french fries, for dog water. We can pay you $4 million here, and you should be satisfied. I don't give a dog if Chicago is paying you $10 million or $15 million. You should be happy because look at the legacy and the greatness of the Cowboys. You should take that discount. And you shouldn't be looking. You shouldn't be looking elsewhere. Nah, that's how the Joneses look at this thing. But yeah, we all have those indecisive moments, right? German chocolate cake, red velvet cake. Which slice do you eat first? Both of them are great cakes, in my opinion. That's a hard decision. Yeah, but, let me get back to this point. Great point, though, B-Bird. Great point altogether. Why I keep pulling this one up? Go here. Yeah. Shout out to Joy Taylor and them. All right, so this part right here. The great Bill Parcells stated that it takes 3 years to properly grade a draft pick. 3 years, right? And sometimes you can see the directions where people are going, right? But it'll be really too soon to say that Mazy is a bust. But at the end of the day, you can say to yourself, based off of other players within their second year, out of the first round, they showed us some potentials so that we can lean on and say that this is the direction that they are going to go. The problem is when you are with the Dallas Cowboys and you're drafted in the first round. Mississippi Mud Pile, no, I wasn't ready. Shout out to you, Ro 504. Appreciate you. The comparison is the thief of all joy. Because Mazy was drafted in the first round, his comparisons and the analysis of Mazy, my bad.
will automatically is going to be with the elites, with the greats, because he's a Cowboy. There are multitudes of topics this week, I guarantee you, of the Cowboys and not of any of these teams that's in this particular playoff picture. If you go along and you watch the highest viewed or the most viewed content for this week and you click on the videos, you can clearly say to yourself, it will be the Dallas Cowboys. And who we playing? Who we playing this weekend? Who are we playing this weekend? You know, let me know, because what they're going to still talk. So who are we playing?
Nobody, baby.
Yeah, we ain't playing nobody. And they're going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys. So they're going to talk about Mazy versus other first-round draft picks. But next year could be the deciding factor of who really Mazy is. And one of the things that I would love to see, ladies and gentlemen, would be the Cowboys keep some levels of continuity, whether it's Jeff Skanina or whether it's Mike Zim bringing him back, because he's going to be viewed upon as a bust if he have the equivalency of the same season he had this season, or he regressed to playing like he played his first season. Tyler Guyton, I listened and I leaned more to what Big Nate Newton had to say. It's always going to be an uphill battle from switching, and the Cowboys had to know that. You know, they would be fools if they didn't, because he was switched from the first right tackle to the left side. Oh, we got another super chat. Appreciate you so much for your support.
Paul Strip, $19.99.
Nobody, babe.
Whoa, you didn't say nothing. But appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. I'm going to give you Appreciate your Pulse Trips. You know, you put so much money in there. You woke her up. You woke the AI up. Appreciate you. So appreciate you, man. But back to this format right here. The deal is official. And I thank you so much, Pulse Trips, that Ezekiel Elliott is going to be rocking a different shades of blue. It's so official that they released Laviska Shenault to make room. DeSoto's Texas own legend. I believe he played for DeSoto, Texas, and then he went to Colorado. And I don't know how Shenault then fell off the face of the map that quickly. You guys can educate me and see how this goes, but I hope that he can land on his feet. And he was so good, I would like for the Cowboys to take a flyer at him. If healthy, he can be better than Jalen Brooks, you know. Shout out to Laviska Shenault. Let's see what we can do to bring him in for a cup of coffee. But they brought in Ezekiel Elliott. Of course, they signed him to the practice squad with the expectations for him to learn whatever playbook that Harbaugh got, and they're going to squeeze him in on the 53 and get ready in postseason mode, okay? And that's about it. I caught up with all of the news. Of course, the Raiders released Antonio Pierce, and the news is already out. If the Raiders draft Shador, if you fool around and fall to the Raiders, here comes my brother from another mother. Yeah, no, he's going to come on over. Let's play it off. Jeez. Yeah, peanut butter skin and big cans. Jason Whitlock. Damn, Jason Whitlock, boy, that's crazy. This is from Chanel, says, I want Robert Saleh and Steve Wilkes both
from the San Fran to run our defense. Just get them both over here. You know, I feel you with that. That would be a nice combination. Damn, that would be a nice combination. Some people saying that the Raiders suck. George, Skip, Acho, and them going to need Frankel and Frankel. You ain't lying, especially about all of this news that's hitting around. Let's go with all of this. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I just want to be able to also pick this up right here. The Bleacher Report did their own versions of a mock draft. But before we go, we got another super chat.
Aaron Prezioso $10. Jerry made the Cowboys the most beloved franchise. Micah loves being a Cowboy. Does his love of the star make him play harder? How responsible is Jerry for Micah the Dallas Cowboy? Thank you, Law and JJ.
And them. Yeah, JJ, Jerry Jones. Okay. All right, so Jerry made the Cowboys the most beloved franchise. Okay, I get that part, right? And I understand. And by it being that Micah Parsons' father is in Pennsylvania, right? He's way on the East Coast. Nowhere near the Cowboys, but I believe that the father was originally a Cowboy fan, right? And most people, most sons, not all, but most sons who grew up with dad and them, they tend to like what dad like. And that was off of the love and the affections of the father being a Cowboy fan. Maybe I think that he's probably either along the ages of being born in the 70s or the early 80s, right? To have Michael Parsons to be right at 22, 23. So I can tell you that maybe the love of the father of Michael Parsons trickle down to the love for Michael Parsons to be a Cowboy fan. Maybe we need to ask him on his podcast on when did he originally started to fall in love with the Dallas Cowboys. Right? Now, that's just how that goes. But I appreciate you. But Jerry Jones, to a degree, when you start talking about marketing and putting this franchise out there for all of the four corners of this earth to see, because they got people in Guam, people in Africa and China, you know, all of the Australia that reach out and say, hey, man, I'm a Cowboy fan. I got people all the way in the Bahamas said, Law, we watch you daily, man. We keep up the great work, you know. And if you ever need to come to the Bahamas, you got a pad for you, a house for you over here, man. So I can be Bahamas Law right now. Yeah. I can be living in the Bahamas right now and still talk about these boys. And I have a roof over my head and probably 3 meals in perfect weather. So those boys became fans of the Cowboys because what they did in the 70s, pieces of the 60s and the 70s and the early 80s, and now it just really lit fire in the 90s. But what we all saying, two things can be true. Jerry Jones assembled a team and got things going, because if it wasn't for Jerry, it would be no Jimmy, right? So we got to give him credit for that, right? But at the end of the day, the same thing that he get credit for is the same blame he get credit for as well. He destroyed it, right? You know, yeah, Cabo Law, yeah. I kid you not. I walk around Cabo, people recognize. Hey, I know that beard. Hey, ain't you that guy? Ain't you that guy? Oh, not James Harden. You Law Nation, right? Come on with it. Nigeria Law. Come on, baby. Yeah. Angie, you from Nigeria? You know, Ghana Law, all of the people, man. Shoot, Europe Law, I'm everywhere. You know, Canada, oh Canada. So yeah, I get the presence, But I can tell you that Jerry Jones is a great, brilliant marketing guy. He's on TV now. Shoot, who watched Landman? People don't even know who Landman is, but they saw it and they said, shoot, I'm going to start watching those episodes. You know, I guarantee you that Landman episode probably be the most viewed Invisible episode that they ever had. Yeah. Law over Cowboy over 1.5. Shoot. That box got to be free if Law is out here. Come on, man. Free 99. Yeah. You know, the long arm of the law. That should be free. Yeah, free at last. Ain't nobody paying 1.5 for a box. No way. Yeah, worldwide Cowboys. I think that's limited because the Cowboys goes beyond the ice wall. Yeah. The Cowboys go beyond the United States, by the way. You know, yeah. And the Cowboys go beyond this planet. I heard that there's other galaxies that the Cowboys are part of, baby. I'm for real, you know. In Pluto, there's a Cowboy fan. I guarantee you. Yeah. In Saturn, they got all of the rings, and they're Cowboy fans, you know. Let's go. Let's listen to Michael Parsons. Now, this is Michael. This is the other GM. Speaking of Michael Parsons, this is GM Parsons. Y'all crazy, boy. Premium box. Yeah. All right, so in 2022, 119, he had 1,700 yards. In 2023, 119, he had 17 yards, 13 touchdowns. And then this season, 81. So we can either look at this and say, hey, man, he's washed. He's dropping. You know what I'm saying? But I would say this. Let's listen to Michael Parsons.
That door for myself, dog. As I'm opening the door, like I'm out, bro. You know, so it was great playing here, but you know, at the end of the day, bro, I got to do what's best for, you know, for my career.
There is no loyalty in this game. So I don't blame Tyreek Hill. Coaches leave for better opportunities all the time. And to be fair, there is a difference between Patrick Mahomes and Tua. You know, 3-time Super Bowl winner. It could have definitely been a mistake. And you always want someone to get their money, but it's just some things in life where I'll say I'm staying because I got Patrick Mahomes thrown to me. You're going to make a lot of money in this league, but you know how you really going to make a lot of money? Winning Super Bowls. You know, same thing with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. T said, I don't really want to leave. I have Joe Burrow. There's certain quarterbacks in this league where you say, I'm playing for them regardless. I take a little bit of less money. When you're playing one of them elite top 3,
did y'all hear him say that? Some quarterbacks that would get the wide receiver to say, I would take a little less money to stay. Life like this, I wish raindrops would fall. Life like this, I wish raindrops would fall. Who remember that? Oh boy, I still got it. Dang, yeah. Life like this, I wish. Who remember that? I ain't gonna say the wide receiver's name, but there was once upon a time a wide receiver to take $6 million less to stay. Here. Yeah.
The top 4 quarterbacks, I would never want to leave.
I'm finna open that door for myself, dog.
All I can say is y'all can name that wide receiver that wanted to stay. And $6 million he never going to recoup. He never going to recoup that. Yes, indeed. But Dan Orlovsky, he had a great point about this whole situation that was on the Tyreek Hill thing. He says you can't go chase the bag, basically I'm paraphrasing because I don't have his audio. You can't go chase the bag and then get mad, you know what I'm saying, that you're no longer getting the results from leaving a Hall of Fame quarterback, right? But I will always tell people this right here, that football stands for not for long. And at the end of the day, you go get that paper, man, you know, because they're going to force you to do things that you don't want to do. And you're under all of that pressure because what made me say this right here is because people was janking on, like Dove, you know, he was janking on this guy, Humble. Despite making over $30 million in his career, Austin Eckler lives in an apartment in Washington, and he drives a $40,000 Chrysler.
So I've been in LA for the past 7 years, and never really had to worry about getting a snow scraper, and so haven't, because why would I? But not in LA anymore. So oh snap, that's some deep snow. Dang, reminds me of Colorado, but
what I'm getting at is this right here. Pressure to do things and to spend money is a crazy thing. People count your money because it's publicized. You know what I'm saying? To be fair, 82% of NFL players faces financial challenges within 4 years after they retire. 4 years. Many become flat out broke after 4 years. It don't matter who and what their contract is. It could be 80 million, 90 million, 60 million, 30 million, 5 million. After 4 years, 82% is a high number, man. That's a high number. And if you heard that report and you swerved while you was driving and you fooled around and got back in your lane and somebody swerved and hit you, and now you all in a wreck, man, I'm going to tell y'all what you need to do.
It starts from the first phone call. Most of the time, you're going to talk to Gene Burkett, a 30-year partner. You're not going to talk to some employee that just got put on the phones that day.
There are things that are so crucial, especially if it's a cataclysmic event, to have our experts get out and look at the vehicle, witness statements, photos, the whole thing.
Call Frankel first.
Chosen by the people, feared by the insurance companies. Call Frankel first.
No doubt. That's 214 or 817, and all of the threes your finger can dial. Now, you fool around and can't dial that number because the wreck was so crucial. Well, see if you can go online and visit frankelfirm.com. They still have a team of lawyers that have over 100 years of experience combined that will take great care of you and not advantage of you, like those insurance company. They're located here in the heart of Dallas. So come on out and check Frankel and Frankel Personal Injury Lawyers out so that they can get you in the right direction. Now, there'll be an ice storm here on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So if you slip and slide and hit something because somebody said skeet for yourself, then you already know who to reach out to. Frankel and Frankel, Personal Injury Lawyers. This episode is still brought to you by frankelfirm.com and the couch that's sitting here. Look at the couch out the way. You can call me now, 657-390-7391. That's the hotline for your mind. Let's go. I got in the communication box, I have the 469 and then I have the 910. But 469, what's on your mind? Talk to me.
What's up, Law?
Yeah, what's good with you, bro?
Man, I'm glad this season is over with.
Yeah, it's over with.
Hard season.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Why they just won't let him go? He's not worth. Mike McCarthy is not worth all this. He done had 2 losing seasons.
Right.
Both years quarterback hurt. But the 3 years that he did get to the playoffs, we didn't get no ring. We should have won. We weren't prepared for those games, except for that Tampa Bay game. That was the best game he coached.
Yeah, best game.
We beat the Buccaneers and we beat Tom Brady. But after that, we weren't prepared for the 49ers. We weren't prepared for Green Bay.
Yeah.
And we weren't prepared for 49ers twice.
Facts.
So, I would let him go. Let him go to Chicago. But I was going to say get Kellen Moore because the offense was good when we had Kellen Moore. I know that's not a popular name, but our offense was good when we had Kellen Moore. At least we was putting up points and we were scoring. We were creative and we had the ball moving and we did have good defense too.
Let me ask you this though.
But
let me ask you this. Yeah. Why should Kellen Moore jump ahead of Al Harris as a head coach opportunity?
I like Al Harris.
Right.
I wouldn't mind Al Harris as the players like Al Harris. I wouldn't mind Al Harris being a head coach. But
so would that cause some type of division there? Would they be like, hey, man, Al Harris is assistant head coach, and he's not given the opportunity. How come an outsider now, a person that's been bounced to team, he comes back and he immediately gets the head coaching situation? Wouldn't that create some type of chaos within the confines of a locker room?
Yeah, but I was thinking like this: if Mike McCarthy leaves, I think everybody leaves because that's part of his coaching staff.
Coaching staff to clean the entire house. Now, there are a few outsiders that came along with Mike Zim, Jeff Scanina, Greg Ellis, as well as Paul Gunter. Those are Mike Zim boys. So do you try to figure out a way to keep him too, or do you just clean the entire house and say we're gonna start with the stubs? Yeah, it's tough. The tough situation. Yeah, the best thing that the Cowboys can do is fire everybody, like you said, and be like the Jaguars. Like look who the Jaguars got on their menu. Let me see if I can find the Jaguars menu. They got a slew of guys that now, granted, it's a crap shot, but they can still interview Kellen Moore. They got Todd Munkins. They got Joe Brady, Liam Cohen, Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn, Patrick Graham, and Robert Saleh. They're not finna play around with trying to keep a few guys. They saying that, hey, we're going to burn it down to the ground, and we're going to start all over again.
Ain't nothing wrong with starting all over again. You just got to take your losses and pick back up and try to make it happen again. I don't think the Eagles going to win either because their quarterback hurt. And I think Jerry Jones probably going to wait till after all these playoff runs to pick a head coach because I don't think Mike McCarthy coming back,
Yeah.
I think we're better than Jacksonville. I don't want to be Jacksonville. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, but see, the only thing is, if you wait too long, man, Ben Johnson might get excited off of those interviews, or the person that you ultimately want, they may get a situation whereas, okay, sure, I'm gonna get a firm handshake and I'm gonna do that deal versus waiting forever in the day for Jerry Jones to offer me $5 million. I can just take the $15 million now,
Why wouldn't I didn't know he didn't pay the head coaches less money like that. I would take Ben Johnson if he want to coach here. Now, if he don't,
yeah. But the thing is, I don't think Ben Johnson would be willing to go here for dog water, and I don't think that Jerry Jones can make a legitimate reason to himself because he got a lot of egos on the line of why will I pay a coach $10 to $15 to maybe $20 million when I have a Super Bowl winning coach in 2010 that I'm paying 4.5 that he happily signed and we getting 5 years out of him. So my asking rate from a coaching philosophy here would be 5 or 6, no higher than that. That's probably be the bottom line for the Joneses. That's just how they go. That's how they look at it.
Yeah, that's why I was like Kellen Moore, because he got familiarity and he was successful here. It was Mike McCarthy that got rid of him, but now he can have another chance to come back and show that he was supposed to, be where he's supposed to be, not with the Eagles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I was looking at.
Yeah, I feel you.
You think we can get? You think we can get Tyreek Hill?
I think so. If these are the factors, Michael Parsons and Tyreek Hill relationship, and Michael Parsons, they cool. They've been racing each other. They talk. They go back and forth with each other. Both of them do podcasts, and they both do the social media thing. And if he can convey to Tyreek Hill to take less money, right, and say, hey, this would be a team.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you good.
He take less money, or he take less money to get Tyreek Hill, right?
Right, that could be the situation.
Okay.
Yeah, that could be by Michael Parsons saying, I'm willing to see, Jerry, you can't use the money. Stevie, you can't use the money as the excuse. I'm willing to get paid dog water so that I can get Myles Garrett and Tyreek Hill. If the Cowboys, I would give the Cowboys the ultimate pass for another 10 to 15 years. I wouldn't even say nothing to them. If this offseason, they go into this offseason and they sign Myles Garrett and Tyreek Hill, I would never say another negative thing about Jerry. I'll say, Jerry and Steven, man, all is forgiven, man. You know what I'm saying? You already went through your atonement. We ain't gonna never press the shame button no more. We love you, man. Keep doing your job, man. Yeah, we're gonna erase the shame button.
Shame.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But I appreciate you from the 469.
Yeah, bless him, man.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yeah. If those things happen, I think that, and that's like, man, that ain't never happened in long. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but Jay Business said, big fact, neither me neither. Well, we will all be singing back praises like, this is the Cowboys that we used to know, right? This is the 90s Cowboys that we used to know, that they go out there and make fringe moves like going to get a Charles Haley to be a difference maker. This is the Cowboys that we used to know. Didn't you know? Come on, baby. This is the Cowboys that we know. You know what I'm saying? They go out there and make a move to go get Deion. So pissed off that you lost to the 49ers, and then we're going to take one of your number one assets. It's prime time by offering a little bit more money, playing mean ball with the situation. That's the Dallas Cowboys that we used to know. Right? So that would be nice, man. But Chris Blunt, he going to hit me with the reality check and say, hey, you got to smoke this one more time, Law. The reality is, that ain't never happening. Shout out to you, Chris Blunt. Appreciate you, man. I got Too Cool from the 910. You're live on The Nation. Talk to me.
Hello, what's up?
Yeah, it was good. What's good?
Hey, so I was thinking this morning that same thing. The last caller, I kind of think he on point too. So I think Mike McCarthy done with I think the whole entire coaching staff is done in Dallas.
Yeah.
And I think Jerry Jones already got two prime candidates that he got in mind that come in gonna be the head coach, right? But Jerry Jones is, he do things a certain kind of way,
right?
So he'll wait for these two teams because they both play this weekend. They both got offense coordinators that he would want, and these two teams got something in common with the division. So if he take their coordinators, it's like, oh, chess move. So if Keelan Moore get the job, now the Eagles lose their offense coordinator, and it's like, oh, holy hell, that was a chess move that we didn't see coming, and that's the talk of the town right now. Cowboys take offense coordinator from the Eagles.
Yeah, they're gonna be storylines galore. Yeah. Or the Kiffin. Yeah.
Yeah, Dan Quinn walked away. But Cliff Barry, whatever his name is.
Cliff.
Come on over here and be the head coach.
Yeah.
Cliff Barry, come on over here and be the head coach. I can see something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, give him another chance.
Yeah. Cliff Barry or more, and that will be storylines galore. You know what I'm saying? All of the storylines will be the right equation for
Because you got to understand, it's bigger than winning, right? You know, winning is not everything here. You got to understand, you got a documentary, you're going to have cameras and stuff with Netflix. So you got to sell a story. You know, you got to be able to get something out of the storyline, the soap opera. You know, if nobody argued on them shows, Married to Madison or Real Housewives of Madison and all of those shows, if they don't ever argue with each other, if they're not sleeping with each other, man, or cheating on each other, then nobody will watch it. So you got to have the soap opera effect, but it got to be live. It got to be feeling like it's a real thing. Yeah.
So, but I got Law, another thing, right? So I think everybody look at the Lions and they see the points they putting up. So I think Ben Johnson's name is kind of like it's being followed by all those points he put up. But I challenge people, when you go back and you look at top 7 offensive coordinators right now in the league in the past 5 years, Keelan Moore is in that conversation.
Yeah.
Kellen Moore is in that conversation, and some of those years are with the Cowboys.
Yeah. But come on, can we be real, though? Can we be real?
What's up?
Shouldn't you be a top 5 offense if you had AJ, Smitty, and Saquon? You know, you should be by default top 5 offense, right? If you got those weapons, you know. I'm not trying to take anything away from Kellen Moore, but when he was over there with just Jay Herb and their pieces of weapons, he didn't look that great over there with Chargers, you know. And I guess people were using the fact the quarterback got hurt.
Injured.
The quarterback got hurt.
And the running back was injured.
But they still didn't look impressive week 1 and 2 and stuff like that. They didn't look like the Ben Johnson type, you know. So if you are the Jacksonville Jaguars, would you hire Ben Johnson or Kellen Moore?
I mean, to me, it just depends, man. Because Ben Johnson is not gonna have the same weapons in Jacksonville that he has in Detroit, right? Detroit have a bunch of young hard hitters that are not on large salaries right now, so they can afford to play. Raha St. Brown is the only one on a big contract right now.
Yeah, but man, the Jags got some weapons over there, bro. Shoot, that Thomas kid from LSU, and then you got still Travis Etienne. You gonna have an early draft pick. You got Trevor Lawrence, who can. The brother he still got an arm. You know what I'm saying? That joke can throw.
So let me ask you this, Lo. Mm-hmm. So let me ask you this. You talk about the Eagles offense. So if we somehow get the Cheetah to come here.
Oh my God.
We go into the first round and we go get Genty from out of Boise, or snatch a second round, we go get another receiver and you get at the Keelan Moore. You don't think he can make it shake?
With Mike McCarthy?
No, Kellen Moore as the offense as a head coach.
As a head coach, it's another factor of it, because like I said, if you insert Kellen Moore, and if you keep Al Harris here, there's going to be chaos. There's going to be a great divide in the locker room. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. That's why I say just fire the whole coaching staff and then start.
You got to start from this. You got to get rid of everyone. So if you get rid of everyone and you bring in Kellen Moore, and he's not a leader of man, and that's another part of it. You know, even though he may be a great or considered a up and coming great, I'm gonna use that word loosely though, great offensive coordinator, I just don't think that he have head coaching capabilities. If you ever get a chance to talk to him and listen to the people, how they react to Kellen Moore, it's just that everybody's not meant to be head coaches, you know? Some people are just meant to be coordinators. Wade Phillips, he's just meant to be a coordinator, not a head coach.
Okay, I hear you. Hey, so my last question, though, is Abdul Carter. Man, if he slid to the Cowboys, would you take him?
Ooh, we gonna have this conversation this week on the Cowboys Collective. Do you go with that
boy
premium?
Remind me of Michael Parsons.
Yeah, do you go with two? Do you go with two Parsons, or do you go with a Parsons and a running back? You know, those look. If it's possible that the Cowboys with the 12th pick, if they got multiple tags touching, let's say 5 of them, players that they got grouped in the same picture,
And if they can slide back 1 or 2 spots and get another 100 pick, I would do that. Meaning that's what they did when they drafted Parsons. They had multiple tags touching, and they slid back, still was able to get Parsons. I would do that,
Okay.
Yeah, but that Abdul Carter, man, that's boy, man, that's.
Now it look like Michael Parsons' brother for real when he take his helmet off. Clone.
Yep. And Walker is good too, the other kid. And it's a lot of guys, man, that you can look into this draft with defense. Will Johnson, I like his tape. So there are some things that's coming around, but we will see, man. I think that the Cowboys ultimately, we are about 1.5 years or 2 years behind because the first 2 draft picks that we got these last 2 seasons still under development. We went that route, So Mazy, he's not gonna pay dividends until like this next year or the year after next,
So I'm asking you a question there because everybody said it about Mazy. So the kid Davis out of Philadelphia. Why everybody act like Davis is better than Mazy when they both got the exact same numbers? If Mazy numbers not better than his.
Well, this is what Jordan Davis present to the table. When teams played the Eagles, they look at that tape and they say, that big boy, we got to occupy with 2 guards. We got to stop the pressure that he's going to bring. So when they look at Mazy, they say we got 1 person down there that can be able to slow him down. But with Jordan Davis, I think that his pickup was the fact that you got Jalen Carter next to him that's been ripping the league in half. So it's just different ways, man. But is Jordan Davis a 3-down interior guy? No. That's why they made sure that their strategy, they made sure that they got someone else to come behind him. His name is the tip of my tongue. He got good numbers. I believe his numbers better than Davis because now what Davis does is he'll wear the interior guy out, and then the other kid comes in and he explode and get up the field and get the sack and the pressures. So it's more of like I can look at into a glass vacuum and say, yeah, Jordan Davis numbers are very similar to Mazy, but at the end of the day, his impact is a little bit more for right now. I'm not saying that Mazy is trash. I'm not saying that Jordan Davis is trash. But what I'm saying is that Jordan Davis overall collectively is a better player right now.
Mm-hmm.
You got anything else for me, man, before I let you go?
No, that'd be it, Law. Thank you. No
doubt, man. Yeah, Milton is his name. Yeah. Milton. See, they got a strategy with there. They're not just picking players and moving them around. The Cowboys didn't have a plan of action. Right now, who's the kid that we had from Kentucky? The big boy that we had that's down inside that we got rid of, and he went to the Detroit Lions. Yeah. So, yeah, Milton is nice, and there's another kid. They got the other kid from the Longhorns and stuff. So what I'm saying is I'm not trying to make Mazy trash or anything, but, yeah, Quentin Bohanna. Oh, my God. If we still have Bohanna or the White Gorilla or somebody like that, then we can look back and say, hey, we building stuff. We got the rotation piece coming in, but we had to go find a Linval Joseph that he got one of them AARP cards, So what I can say is hopefully with Mazy year 3, we can see a little bit more impact because naturally here in Cowboys land, he's going to play more than 3 downs. He's going to play the 3 downs. Davis playing 2 downs, right? Mazy slow off the line. Davis not. Yeah. So, and I'm not trying to beat up Mazy, and I hate giving the damn Eagles flowers. But if you guys close your eyes, and if you were to put Parsons on that front 7 with the Eagles, sheesh. I can have Parsons sliding down as the Mike and then he can shoot through A gap, which you have Carter and Davis. How you gonna stop that? How would you stop that? You got Carter and Davis, and then you let Parsons slide it and do a twist stunt in between that. That would be crazy. That would be crazy. That's sack. You might as well, if the quarterback under center, that's sack. You might as well say that's sack. If the quarterback is in shotgun, shoot, you do some crazy stuff. Shoot. My problem is with the Cowboys is that no one else is eating. It just Parsons on one of the reps. Shoot, I was watching the tape. I said, God, dog, boy, come on with it. Man, hold tight for me. Let me see if I can pull this up, man. Parsons is an animal. That's why I want Myles Garrett or someone else to be able to win and get home. Yeah, Keelan or Nealon is still learning, but at the end of the day, he's still learning, dog. Let me see if I can pull this up. Y'all bear with me, man. We're going to look at this film right quick. Hold on. Yeah.
Micah Parsons got off to a fast start against Washington on Sunday. Very first play of the game, he turns the corner on the tackle and flushes Jaden Daniels and then relentlessly pursues him. And on the first play, he gets his first sack.
Facts.
Then just 2 plays later, he said, you know what? Let me go test this center. Let me line up on the center, and let me just do a little Allen Iverson crossover drill. Bam! It's over. Jaden Daniels, who's hard to get away from, goes down. 2 sacks in the first 3 plays. And then he's like, I had some success with this. Let me get everybody lined up here. Let's try this again. So he organizes the same thing. Now he's double teamed, but he's
double team. Look at that boy double team. Yeah, look at
Daniels flushed.
And get off of
him. And Mazy get to Jaden Daniels. 2.5. But he wasn't done. Because when Washington gives up those kind of pressures and sacks, bam.
Look at that hole right there. Let me know who else going to win on their reps.
Beats the right tackle. I guess that's not a hold. Here comes the back.
Look at that. Boy, them 2 right here. 92, you supposed to beat your guy. You one-on-one. You know, this guy not even getting pressure. He's not even pushing the pocket back at all. You know, look go.
Back, bam. Here comes the guard. He split.
He's not even, look, laterally got all of the moves. He's all the one winning. And that's after beating down 3 people.
He's not going to complete that pass when Micah Parsons is chasing him like that. Not going to be quite as accurate. And then you just get this. Like, you get only the.
Look at that man pointing like, hey, somebody, help me, man, help me.
Very few in this business get this kind of attention. The back, the right tackle,
3,
the right guard. They're all.
Man, I'm not high-siding or praising, but don't y'all know that, Jalen Carter wish he can just get one-on-ones like this? And I'm not saying that Jalen Carter, is better than Osa and all of this stuff, but damn it, he wish he can get that one-on-one. And they missed his face mask right here too, though, by the way. But you get all of these attentions, man, on Parsons, man. And all I want is for the Cowboys to figure out a way to have someone else that can win. Oh, my God, that's why I dual Carter right now be
coming over to try to stop him. That's what happens. But for the 4th year in a row, he got double-digit sacks. 12.
Yeah, so that's all I wanted to say with that. And let's go. I got Cowboys Ricky, then I got a 443, and I see you, Jamie. Hold tight. Cowboys Ricky, you're live on the Nation. Talk to me.
What's going on, Law?
Not much, man.
Man, look, now that this season is over with, man, I think, honestly, now that I've actually got this time to actually sit back and actually think about everything, man, and honestly, man, I honestly came to the conclusion that I don't think it would really matter what head coach we got, whether it be McCarthy or whether it be somebody new. At the end of the day, I just honestly feel like Jerry Jones will never let a coach to his full potential, because if he did and he succeeded, it would take away from Jerry Jones. And I don't think he would like that. I honestly feel like that's what happened with Jimmy Johnson. I feel like Jimmy Johnson was doing his thing, and Jimmy Johnson was saying, yeah, I mean, I'm the one who built this team. Jerry didn't like it, so he gave him the boot. I mean, honestly, Mike McCarthy might very well could be a very good head coach, but we would never know because Jerry Jones has too much input. Oh, well, we can't hire this guy. Like, for example, let's just say Mike McCarthy, let's just say they retain him, right? Well, what if Mike McCarthy is one of the dudes that will say, hey, we need to go get Tyreek Hill. He's out there. But Jerry Jones is, well, with this cap and everything. See, so it would prevent him from having the team he truly would want.
Right.
But in a perfect world, let's just say that we did we're able to, I guess, we let go of Mike McCarthy and we're to get somebody. I think, honestly, with how the way this team is, with Parsons and everybody already being a team captain and all that, I think we need discipline. So, if anything, I think we need to go after a defensive head coach, as like in Robert. I can't
Salah.
really pronounce last name.
Yeah, Salah, yeah.
So, like, I think somebody like that, or maybe somehow, some way, try to get somebody off the 49ers, because obviously they are very disciplined. I mean, I hate to say it because they're the Niners, but I mean, they have a lot of the style of play that I want my Cowboys, how we used to play when it was Jimmy Johnson here. But I mean, if they don't want to go on the outside hire, I honestly think that I wouldn't mind seeing Al Harris being a head coach and let him pick. For his kind of, but for sure, I know there's nobody on the Cowboys right now that could be our offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator. I mean, because Al Harris is already above that, I believe.
Yeah.
So why? I mean, he's not going to get demoted back to defensive coordinator, but for sure, there's no offensive coordinator on our team. I mean, our play calling is horrible. I mean, and you know, I feel like Mike Zimmer has those games or those days where he just has the other team's numbers. So I feel like for all the bad games he's called, it's all forgiven on one game that maybe the other team just did have a bad day. So, keep Mike Zimmer. But we're always forgetting those games where it was bad.
Yep. Now to just to counter just a little bit, historically speaking, Zim first year on DCs or even as the head coach, he always had kind of like that slow year. And then the following years when everybody's buying into his program and he got adjusted to the people, then they have a better defense. But you are right. You know, there have been some games whereas the adjustments wasn't made or playing the wrong person out there. And I'm glad that Zim was able to at least lament those type of things, that his approach was different. Right. So sometimes, you know, you do the inventory and you realize, oh, this was the issue with me on how I handled that. So I will give him a little grace on that, but he is long in the tooth, right? And he may not desire to coach next season. I don't know, but we'll find out in the following days, man. But I'm going to look into this with the 49ers and see, because my brother sent me some things, man, about the 49ers that they were not pleased with, and I will have some rebuttal to that. But I appreciate the Cowboys, Ricky, for calling in.
Yes, sir, man. You have a good one.
You as well, man. Good call from Cowboys Ricky, man. A good call from him. Let me see if I can find this thing, man. Hold tight for me, man. I might have a commercial.
I love Monday.com.
I might get YouTube Premium so I won't have these commercials.
This is Monday.com. It's a platform.
Yeah, because back in the days, you can just download a ad blocker, and then you can just search all the way through. But you know, they start putting stipulations on it, and then they said if they find out you're using ad blocker, they would delete your channel and all of this stuff. So YouTube got smart with it. But let me see if I can get to this point right here. Hold on, y'all bear with me, because this is gonna be in relations to what my brother sent me, and boy, oh boy, you know, y'all know how I do the play-by-plays and stuff like that. Well, there's 49ers that do the same thing. And my brother was like, yeah, man, y'all still want the Cowboys, still want some of our staff? Listen to his guy before you beg to want this thing to happen. Let me see if I can hit play.
He runs the ball. Tony Jones.
Watch how you start sweating.
Fire everybody! Fire everybody! Fire everybody! Dog! What are we doing? Fire all of them! Fire Nick Sorensen! Fire Coach Kaseric! Fire Brandon Staley! Fire all of them! Fire everybody on defense! Fire the entire coaching staff! Fire everybody! What the fuck?
Why did you start sweating?
What is this? Fire everybody on defense! Fire the National Defense! Fire Department of Defense! Fire everybody! Nobody should survive have on defense after this?
That Joker sweat.
Look at this shit. 47 points. They might as well go for 50.
Shit.
He didn't even want to score. He didn't even want to score.
Oh, my God. This is therapy right here. Watching the 49ers sweat. Sweat.
Sorensen gotta go, dog.
This is where we hold them.
Sorensen gotta go.
Look at that sweat. Give that man,
I don't give a
give
fuck
that man
if
some
they know
water.
him. I don't care if they friends with that dude. None of that shit.
That boy forehead
I don't
glistening.
care that he's soft-spoken and a nice guy. Look at this shit.
Oh, my God.
Got me hyperventilating over this bum-ass shit.
Boy, we adding years to our lives, boy. The 49ers, boy, they helping us out, boy. The universe know how to balance itself, you know? That boy, and that boy started sweating. Hey, I was like that a couple years ago. Y'all remember that Green Bay Packers game? Boy, I was so hot. Y'all hit me up. To this day, y'all still hit me up with that. Oh, my gosh, boy. Yeah, boy. Eddie Levert, boy. Look. Giving
us the ball back. Kneel out the ball. Kneel out the ball. Kneel out the ball.
That boy said, fire everybody. Fire me. Oh, my gosh. Boy, I hope the 49ers at this point keep everybody on the defense. All right, man. This episode is still brought to you by Underdog. And if you are Underdog, just like that guy right there, fire everybody. Do me a huge favor. Be sure to download Underdog. The information is in the description box. Yes, indeed. Keep sweat that fire everybody. At least you can stand upright. Yeah, Law. But yeah. I passed out like Family Guy. Yeah, out of that chair. But man, that brother boy is sweating like boy R. Kelly at an all girls camp. You know what I'm saying? But be sure to download Underdog. Use promo code LAW. Get up to $1,000 in bonus cash, and you can be on fire, just like my guy who said fire everybody, man. So do y'all still want them 49ers people on your defense? Jeez. Oh, my gosh, man. 49ers will get Genty. I see you. I forgot to do this one. You know, I think we did it over here. Hold on, bear with me. Yeah, I forgot to do the mock draft that the Bleacher Report did, but I'll circle back to it. I fool around and close that screen out. But that boy says fire everybody. Where my 49er people at, man? I know some of y'all still watching. Do y'all agree with that guy? His forehead was just a glistening. You know, that boy got the glizzy. Oh my God, boy. All right, so the next caller from the 443, and then Jamie, hold tight. 443, you're live on the Nation. Talk to me.
What's up, love?
Not much, man. What you got, bro?
It's my first time getting in. Been a Cowboy fan since '67. I don't know if the problem is really coaching as far as McCarthy, but I really believe that we need some pieces, and we just separate play caller. McCarthy plays got very stale and old, and I think we need somebody to take over that. But 12-5 record ain't bad, but there's a lot of things missing that is not just McCarthy.
Okay.
Players, for instance. Jerry Jones not giving him what he need. That's a big thing.
Right.
And for Jalen, I think that this is his first year. He actually didn't have the pieces that he needed to be sufficient. Give them another shot. Get the right people on them. You know, first since '67, man. I'm telling you, I've been following this team.
You've been following him for a long time. So you understood that Jimmy, after he got his pieces, it didn't take him 10 years, right? It took him. It took him 4 years. So Mike McCarthy been here for the equivalent of the length of time that Jimmy been here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we 1-3 in the postseason with Mike McCarthy now. So at this point, I get it. You know, he has been under the ruling of a meddling owner, and his time is like to expire right now. If you Mike McCarthy, right? What can you tell Jerry that you would do differently to get us to go over the hump? And if you, Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones, what can you say to the nation to give us hope that things are really going to be all in? Give me the answers.
At the end of the day, you know, just back up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, back up, let their coaches do what they got to do. Let them fall. If they're going to fall, let them fall on their own, and don't implement things from them and take away things from them that they cannot properly coach. As you are owner, just say, look, I'm just going to back up and give you the reins this year.
No. He already lamented that those are things that he's not willing to do.
So
he's gonna be the GM. He's still gonna control the socks and the jocks. He controls the color of the Gatorade, Powerade. That's what I'm gonna do. So no, I'm not gonna back up.
And that's why they're not going no further until that changes.
And all right, so you as Mike McCarthy, what do you do in that situation?
If he can't coach the way he's supposed to coach, you need to go find another team to coach for. They're paying a 12-5 coach.
That's where we at. That's where we at with Mike McCarthy. Obviously, that's where we at.
So bringing in another coach, man. The next coach is going to do this what Jerry wants, and most of these coaches y'all been talking about not going to do that. They're not going to do
it. Look, like I said before you called in, we won 3 playoff games since they fired Barry Switzer, and we won 1 playoff game since we fired Jason Garrett.
Mm-hmm.
So a total of 4 playoff wins, and nothing changed.
Go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
Let me ask you this real quick, though, Lo. You know, when you say Jimmy Johnson, you know Jimmy Johnson and Jerry had different relationships.
They did. They played on the same team together in college, right? Right.
Both on played in college together. So also when Jimmy came in, Jerry wasn't quite this way.
Facts.
He grew to this way. Yeah. Jimmy had a range where he actually could do what he had to do to a certain point, to a certain extent. He did. It only got when the glory came in and Jimmy was getting the glory and Jerry said, no, that's my glory.
Yeah. You get what I'm getting at, though, and I get where you getting at. That Jerry hired Jimmy because he wanted to operate out of comfort, right? Out of someone that he knew, right? But at the same time, even Satan was once in heaven. So we can look at this like that too. That at one point in time,
what happened to Satan? What happened to Satan? Did he get kicked out?
Yeah, he got kicked out because he thought that hey, I'm just as good. You know, they're not telling you the truth. But the reality was that someone had inner works, someone had inner beliefs, and someone didn't know how to share. You know what I'm saying? So in everything. Was Jimmy Johnson wrong to a degree? Yes. Was Jerry Jones wrong to a degree? Yes. Could they both live in the same palace? Yes. But egos, when you have those big egos and you want the attention, you get what you have now. over 30 years of dysfunctions, and that's what the Cowboys bring to the table.
But you got to find, you got to know your place, and you got to know your lane. I don't care how much money you got.
Facts.
You know, if you want to be productive, man, and you want to run a team like that, you got to know how to humble yourself back. Even if you don't know how, you got to humble yourself until you grow into that.
Right.
Because Jerry took that range. He took that range, man. And the Cowboys haven't been back in 30 years.
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying?
You might have rounded up to 30.
End of the day, man, anybody will understand say something I'm doing wrong, because I had many coaches and I had them for a year, and we still haven't got back to the Super Bowl. So maybe I should fall back. But that's not what you're going to say, because money at the tip of his mind, power.
Well, let me ask you this though, before I let you go. Is success subjective?
Yeah.
Right.
It is.
So in Jerry Jones' mind, is he a successful owner?
Yes, he's a successful owner. But now it's successful participating owner.
Right. But at the end of the day, he's going to rest on that, because at the that's his thing. So he ain't gonna change his mind. He ain't gonna change up nothing. And we're not even in this.
That's why you got the show that you have, so that the Cowboys fan can come here and vent and express their opinion. Not that it's gonna change Jerry, but the fact of the matter is, I'm sure there's a lot of us that see games played, man, and see plays called and say, oh no, see the same plays.
Yeah.
Same plays. Throwing it out in the flat. Come on, man. Everybody got our number. Stop calling them plays.
Yeah.
Get another coordinator, something, man.
Yeah.
Create it.
Yes, indeed.
Man, that's no.
Yeah, I appreciate you for the 443, man. I thank you for calling in, Chief.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, no, remember, man, my name is Chauncey.
Chauncey. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Not Billups, but Chauncey. Chauncey, hold on. Okay, Chauncey. Hold on, let me put it in. CNC.
They call me Mr. Chill, but my name is Chauncey.
Okay, Mr. Chill. Okay, like Clarence Hill, Chill Hill. Okay, I got you.
That's
Chauncey.
right.
All right, hey, good call from you, man. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, Lord.
No doubt. The hardest thing is telling somebody who's successful, who achieved all of those things, that they're not. Your greatest revenge is your money, right? He took $140 million and turned it to 11 to 12 billion with the B. He put his kids on, man. It's going to be hard for us who haven't even touched $1 million, haven't touched 500 million, haven't even seen $1 billion, and don't know what 5 billion feels like, to change that man's mind. Now we can all talk about, hey man, we're gonna boycott, we're not gonna buy another merch, a hat, some pair of socks. But there's people, man, that follow and support this team that got money longer than Jay Leno's chin, right? Boy, they be buying season tickets, and they look at this as a business. If the Cowboys win, I'm winning. I'll be at the game. If the Cowboys lose, they learn that they make more money. Even those who have season ticket holders that got long money make more money when the Cowboys lose, because they sell their tickets to the ops. They making more money. So for those who haven't been in Dallas or don't live in Dallas, say, I'm a boycott, I'm not gonna go. Well, Jerry, when he checked that statement from Netflix, and he checked that statement from Amazon, and he checked that statement from the underhand bidders on them betting lines, that man is making money hand over fist, and he got real estate and oil that he can fall upon. So us talking about we gonna boycott is the equivalent to us whipping Al Johnson out and peeing into the ocean saying we're gonna turn it yellow. It ain't happening, Captain. That money already spent. It's a hobby for him, man. This is a hobby. Now, we can embarrass him here and there, but Jerry is living through embarrassment. He would talk to y'all straight up in his face and tell you about all of the embarrassing moments. But he still can walk to that bank and look at those zeros, all of those zeros that he got. And that's the pain that we are in. So we under a dictatorship. And the only thing that we can do at this point is hope that we outlive Jerry, and hope that we outlive him, Yeah, we under the dictatorship of the Joneses right now.
That's just what it is. Yeah. So I wish that we could see some changes in these sorts of things, but he got a reprobated mind, and he believed that what he's doing is okay. Yeah, yes, indeed. So I got J-May from the 774. You're live on the Nation, man. Talk to me.
What's happening, Law? How you doing, my brother?
Man, I'm doing great, bro. Doing great.
That's cool, man. Yeah, hey, listen, as long as there's a Jones, a family member with the last name Jones, stop with all this boycotting and this and that. It's not going to change, man. It's just how it's going to be. Yeah, it's going to be after Jerry, after Steven, after his son, and after his son. So it's just going to be. It's just how it is. It's going to be like that. So, but as far as the last caller. What he said. I think a lot of us are tired of Mike McCarthy. Talent will win you regular season games.
Yeah.
But coaching gets it done in the playoffs. We've been a victim to that many times already, where we just got outcoached in the playoffs. So it's that you can have as many talent players as you want, and during the regular season, we've seen it many times. But when you're playing against a team with equal talent or better, that's when coaching comes in and it takes it to the next level. So we've already know how many times we've been out coached with Mike McCarthy. So that's just how that goes. And as far as the next coach, we all know what's going to happen. We see it in the draft. We see it in free agency. All these coaches are going to start going off the board. Jerry's just going to let them go, walk right on by, get picked up by other teams. And we're going to be doing what we do best, and that's just getting scraps. That's what's going to happen. And it's until something changes, that's all I got to believe. I don't see us going after one of these top candidates.
Yep.
Because that's what we do. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Because they already they're frugal with their money, right? So when I look up, if I was the coach for the Cowboys, right? And if I look at this coaching pay that Scott Walker was able to design here, if I want to win, I'm going to pay for what I'm getting, right? So it should be no reason why I can't afford to get a Jim Harbaugh and a Sean McVay on my side, or John Harbaugh, or it would be like the next time Andy Reid contract comes up, I say I got $35 million. You know what I'm saying? What's $35 million to a $12 billionaire? You got $12 billions, but
pocket change.
Yeah, it's pocket change. You can lose that in the couch somewhere on the yacht. So what I'm saying is that Jerry don't value winning that much, because he value, hey, I can still get a coach, be relevant enough, and only pay $4 to $5 million, and people will still give us the same expectations. Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Of course. Now is that his ego? Is that his ego? Well, do you think that's his ego? Like, can you imagine? Can you imagine if he grabbed one of these top candidates, and all of a sudden, just throwing it out there. We know this will never happen, but just say Jerry says, okay, listen, you take the reins, you do whatever you got to do, and this guy does what he does, gets all these players, gets all these assistant coaches, and we go to the Super Bowl and win it. And then what happens? Everybody says, Jerry, you should have did this a long time ago. And he could not handle that.
Yeah, he couldn't handle it. I think ultimately he knows what it takes to win another Super Bowl, but it will be in the direction of him stepping back, and egos will not allow that to happen. So therefore, he would rather lose than winning, because at the end of the day, this is bigger than winning, and that's his mindset, and that's just how it goes, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, man, that's sad. It's too bad, man, because we're watching all these other teams just make these moves and grab these coaches and grab these players, and we're just sitting back like, man, we're the Cowboys, man. We are the Dallas Cowboys. Right. This is what we're supposed to be doing. This is what we're used to doing. We're never in this position. So, but man, once again, man, you're on top. You're on point with everything, brother. And I salute you, man, and thank you for everything, brother.
Thank you so much, man. That's J May, man, from the 774. He won that white helmet with the visor on it. Yeah. It's not a flex when you the highest, or it's not the flex when you are the highest value franchise in the National Football League or in the world, like one of the highest. But your staff is one of the lowest paid staffers. There's nobody making money down there at DallasCowboys.com. They paying these people dog water, dog food. You know what I'm saying? When they should be able to reach in their pocket and everybody, I declare that the Joneses need to pay everybody 6 figures. Everybody need to get paid 6 figures or more down there at the start. But they are one of the lowest paid. And I'm not counting their money, but it ain't worth it. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't afford to hire me. I'm like, nope. And I ain't trying to count their pockets. But how you going to flex to say, yes, we are the highest franchise in the world, but you paying your people dog water and dog food and all of this stuff. They ain't getting paid no money. So at the end of the day, this is a shame and a reflection on the overall concept of the Joneses. Their staff should get paid. They should be one of the highest. People should be running through the doors to say, hey, man, it should be great feedback. People should be saying, hey, man, they paying us good money over there, man, at the Cowboys. Yeah, I'm on time today. Yeah, shoot, they paying us, man. They get paid holiday and everything. But no, they end up paying people dog water there, you know. And that's just crazy, man. That dog water is wild. I got to think of another name, some cat water or something, you know, catnip or something. They ain't paying these people, man. So at the end of the day, it's crazy. It's crazy. I guess that's why they are the highest paid franchise. I guess that's why they got the highest revenue, because they don't pay nobody. But when you think about it, your coaching staff should be somebody. Somebody should be at least top 10, man. Come on, man. Yeah, bird water, some bird seeds, man. So I'm not trying to say that the expectations should be different, but the expectation's still the same. That's why we knew. Now, Sean Payton and Mike McCarthy equivalency of win to loss ratio is right up there neck to neck with each other. And he's not even on this list. Sean Payton is the second highest paid coach in the National Football League. How many times can $4 million goes into $18 million? And how much will we value someone who don't value themselves to say that, hey, I should at least be in the same room as this guy? Don't drink the bird bath water. Please don't, y'all. Please don't. So how much respect should Mike McCarthy get? How many times can $4 million go into $18 million? And Sean Payton and Mike McCarthy got the same amount of, dare I say, Super Bowls, equivalent to the same amount of win to loss ratio. If he's really, for what he say that he is a man. Yeah. 4 times, Law. So Sean Payton, appreciate y'all, man. I skipped math, man, but somehow I graduated with a business degree. Yeah. TA Cowboys. Jamie says 4.5. So 4 times the payout is what Sean Payton is getting right now. That's crazy. Jerry runs the Cowboys just like the oil field, full of nepotism. Yeah. And I'm guaranteeing you, the kids, they getting paid premium stuff. But, you know, to leave out on this right here, I got Mike, who's the defender of Mike. What you got for me, Mike? What you got for me today, bro?
You know what I got, man. You already know.
I know. That's why I got you in here. You know, I got to get to the defender of Mike, boy. You got a shrine of Mike somewhere in your house, man. What you got, bro?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah,
I sure enough do got a shrine of Mike McCarthy and all his highlights playing right behind that hook. You know what I'm saying?
Slamming of the tablet and all, man. What you got, though, man?
I know we ain't fitting to sit here and try to give Mazy Smith another year, and Mike McCarthy can't get another year. I know that wasn't the conversation earlier.
Well, excuse me. Let me interject. Let me interject. Mazy Smith is still under contract, and I'm quite sure if Mazy wasn't under contract right now, people would be saying, and even Mazy would be saying, man, I'm going to be working at Walmart, Fred's, Dollar Store, or I'm going to be doing Uber and Lyft. Come on. So he's still under contract. And Mike McCarthy, your boy, is not under contract anymore. Come on with it.
I'm going to just say this much, man. We worried about the wrong thing.
Okay.
If Mike McCarthy does happen to go, if we don't get somebody from the San Francisco tree line,
right,
we failed our team because
on the offensive side, or defensive side, because you heard that video that I just said. Okay, good.
Yeah, offensive side, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because if you can't beat them, at some point, like the saying say, you gotta join them. New Orleans Saints, San Francisco, fucking Sean McVay worked alongside this man in Washington. The man himself, Shanahan, kicking our ass. Who else? Green Bay, LaFleur, kicking our ass first round of the playoffs.
Right.
All these guys came from the same place.
Right.
And when they beat us, they damn near beat us the same goddamn way. They just draw down on us with the run game. So,
did you hear that mystery button? Oh, snap. Did you hear that, Mike?
I heard that.
Well, let me introduce you to this thing right here. What if I told you, your counterpart, Mike McCarthy, his issue, the other Mike, your brother from another mother. What if I told you that Mike still had those issues with the Shanahan tree when he was with Green Bay? Ain't nothing changed. He had problems beating that particular tree. Some people have issues with trees, and that's the trees that he have issues with because they keep smoking them. That's what's going on. And if you are the agent of Mike McCarthy, by the way, and I know you're saying to go grab somebody from that tree, but if you are the agent of Mike McCarthy and for him to be here for another year, right, or beyond, how can you explain Sean Payton getting $18 million and your coach is only getting $4 million that you representing, and y'all have the same or similar win-to-loss ratio?
Easy answer. I'll give you that. Jerry Jones. That's what it is. Because if Jerry Jones has some smarts, he can go ahead and just pay this man and let him build his team. Because I just heard you say something about Sean Payton and him having about the same record.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you see the difference between Sean Payton with Russell Wilson and Sean Payton with Bo Nix. And This is what I was saying last time. Let this man go out there. And everybody was like, why the hell did Sean Payton pick Bo Nix so early?
Right.
That's literally what everybody was thinking about.
Right.
But you see why? Because now he gets to pick his team. He gets to pick his quarterback. Now they're in the playoffs since the last time since Peyton Manning been there. And this is what I'm talking about.
Why would Jerry Jones pay more for that? Because even though, and I'm gonna be 1,000 with you.
Mm-hmm.
Mike McCarthy don't walk around like Sean Payton. Sean Payton is cut from a different cloth.
I don't know.
When Sean,
I don't know, Law. I've seen the different Mike McCarthy this season. He was not looking happy. That was not a happy Mike. That was not Jason Garrett walking around patting everybody on the ass after we done fumbled the goddamn ball.
Let me ask you this: Are people in fear of Sean Payton or are people in fear of Mike McCarthy? I'm talking about the players and their staff.
You right. You got me on that.
Yeah. Because I had Andre Gerard, who pretty much was lockstep with Sean Payton. He was on the staff, and he said that he knew that the Broncos
were going to beat the New Orleans Saints before the game.
Yeah.
Because of the way Sean Payton used to belittle that head coach at the time before they fired him. He said that coach used to fall in sweat and tremble just from the sound of Sean Payton's voice when they had a disagreement of a topic line or strategy. So I don't think that there's anybody under Mike McCarthy's staff that goes into the lock of fear under Mike McCarthy, because I don't think that Mike McCarthy got it in him to put the fear of God in his staff or of his players, because we can clearly say that this is an undisciplined team and people walk around without a fear or a shadow of a doubt that Mike McCarthy is going to do anything to them. Go ahead.
Here's the scenario I'm going to give you, okay?
Okay, go ahead.
So remember, I don't think Mazy Smith was probably Mike McCarthy's first-round pick that year, because first, he's not a defensive coach. I'm sure he's probably looking at somebody else, and Dan Quinn was looking at somebody else. Dan Quinn and Jerry Jones, I feel, made a mistake grabbing Mazy Smith. Half of us didn't know who the hell Mazy Smith was when he was drafted. Just like a lot of people, like Travis Frederick, but that turned out being a good story for us. But get you a D-line that's physical. Mazy Smith may have been physical in college. He's not messing with these guys in the NFL. And that happens to a lot of people, like Matt Leinart. He was, a Heisman Trophy winner? That boy, I don't even think he started for the Cardinals when the Cardinals got him. Or if they did try to start him, he ain't start for long. It's just, sometimes you're just out of your league, and Mazy is out of his league. And that's the problem. We have no D-line. You was talking about the Eagles D-line, and you add Michael Parsons to that? Yes.
Yeah.
They're going to be wrecking some shit, because them two people in the middle, they don't play games. One is 330 and runs a 4.3.
Yeah.
And one is just a wall. Like, you feel what I'm saying? We don't got that on the D-line. I don't think that's Mike McCarthy's fault. And once again, just like you guys keep saying, these guys are undisciplined. I refuse to think that an NFL head coach that coaches the entire summer before OTAs start up is drawing up plans, is not telling these guys what to do on the field. Now, it's up to the player. I keep trying to drill that into Cowboy fans' head.
Yeah.
It's up to the player to do what's right on the field.
Okay.
So when we got cooked up that sideline last year in the playoffs by a tight end, not by Watkins, that fast mug that they got on their team in Green Bay, but by a tight end up the right side, and Jordan Lewis is battling with O-linemen. Why is Jordan Lewis battling with O-linemen?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
What the hell is that? I'm sure that's his. And Jordan Lewis, to me, is a great player. I love Jordan Lewis. I like Jordan Lewis ever since we drafted him, but it's not beyond me to think that he may have had a lapse somewhere in that joint, because ain't no defensive play.
Let's switch it up before I let you go. We got more breaking news that the Cowboys denied permission to the Chicago Bears to interview their head coach Mike McCarthy. So you may bring back Mike, man. Appreciate you, Mike. Thanks for calling in, bro. Yeah, bring him back. You know, yeah. I got to hit my breaking news button, man. But appreciate everybody, man, that was holding on the phone calls, man.
Goodbye.
But man, I will get back to you guys on the next episode. I got to get prepared. I got to see whether or not we're gonna do the final word today. I know I was a little late today jumping live, but let me play my breaking news. Hold on, where my breaking news button at? Breaking news. ESPN sources states that the Dallas Cowboys denied permission for Chicago Bears to interview head coach Mike McCarthy. Let me do that one more time. Hold on. 5, 4. Hold on. Let me do it like this then. Hold on. Let me go right here. Then we'll go here.
Pure sources from ESPN, breaking news, the Cowboys denied permission for the Chicago Bears to interview their head coach, Mike McCarthy. This is news that's reported from Adam Schefter. Now, what do this mean? It could mean that the Cowboys are truly in love with Mike McCarthy and they don't want to see Mike go anywhere else. And it could be another play that the Cowboys are willing to work out the details and the dealings with Mike McCarthy's contract. They have exclusive rights to Mike McCarthy up until January the 14th. But I would tell y'all beautiful people this right here, that the Cowboys would benefit more by dragging this information and this news out, because that's their calling card. That's their business model, that they like to drag and pull and stretch out the news, because the longer it is, pause if necessary, but the longer it is, the better it is for them, because at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, it will sell the drama for your mama. Because originally, and I'm not saying that the Cowboys are any levels of the kind of caliber of the Giants, because the Giants are below the boys. You get what I'm saying? But they announced on Black Monday that they are keeping Brian Daboll, and they are going to establish their program moving forward with their particular coach. But the Cowboys, they love to stretch and pull out all of this information, because this will also get the necessary clicks, But when we look at this beautiful display that my brother from another mother, Skywalker Steele, had on Skywalker's Unleashed show, and I got to pull this up for context, that you have to say to yourself, if you are the agent of, dare I say, Mike McCarthy, how can you explain that Sean Payton, who you guys both got one ring together, right? On top of that, both of you guys are getting paid pretty much differently on a different pay scale. How far Sean Payton is from Mike McCarthy. So if I'm the agent of, dare I say one more time, if I'm the agent of Mike McCarthy, how can Sean Payton give 4 times the more pay than you? Sean Payton is getting $18 million. Mike McCarthy is getting 4.5. So at some point, we got to meet in the middle, or give me a little bit something closer, because I'm saying to you all that if he got a good agent, then he's going to want anywhere between at least 12 to maybe 16 million. If not, he's going to want the same pay. I want 18 million APY. Yeah. So, Jerry, pony up, and I want more control. I need more control. I want to move my weight around. Come on, man. So pay me, and I'll come back. Now, what would make Jerry Jones grin and make him happy? Because I know somebody going to say, yeah.
What's your point?
Yeah, this is my point right here. What would make Jerry happy is, Mike, let me offer you the same contract, 4.5, and he already said before that he is willing to add these things called incentives in the contract. Let me give you 4.5, and we'll throw in the incentives for you to get 10 million, or we'll throw in the incentives to give you 15 million, or we'll throw in the incentives to give you somewhere near those particular things, you know what I'm saying, of what Sean Payton is getting. And I'm going to say this right now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think that Mike McCarthy camp would take that without a system of more control, and let me get my staff together, basically. All right, so yeah, I'll stop reporting on the BS. Jerry Jones is applied to Mike McCarthy as you just helping Jerry Jones with the clicks and views on YouTube. This is from Chanel. I don't know if I'm helping with Jerry Jones with the clicks and views, but out of respect to everything, I've been a Cowboy fan longer than Jerry. I've been supporting this team longer than Jerry. On top of that, at the end of the day, this is just as much as news for me and for all of you all. So who is Jerry Jones to me? He's a peon to me if that's the case, because I have the right to say what I need to say about this particular team, because I have more love and more adulations than Jerry at this point. And I've been a fan of this team before Jerry Jones bought the team. He may have bought the team financially, but I have already bought into this team emotionally. So at this time, I got to tell you guys that I'm going to always speak and spit my truth, right? So all of you Cowboy fans that's out here, we shouldn't adhere to whatever Jerry Jones have to say. And we shouldn't bow down or fold up like wallets and lawn chairs because of what Jerry Jones do with this particular team. And hopefully, at the end of the day, we will still be rooting and supporting this team as soon as if Jerry Jones is gone from this team, because that's just the reality of it. That's just the reality of it. Yeah. And if Mike McCarthy do come back, the same set of circumstances will still be in questioning. 3rd and 1, Mike. You can't go for long. You can't go for the Hail Mary. On top of that, Jerry, when you do hire Mike McCarthy back, the disciplinary situation, those things got to change. We got to. We got to, because we are the highest penalized team under the watch of Mike McCarthy. That's just for what it is. Yes, indeed. Roger M. says, not at Oxnard next year. Yeah, I feel you for that. You know, Jerry Jones, if you do decide to hire back Mike McCarthy and not allow him to go interview elsewhere, which will be your decision because you ultimately bought the team. But one of the things that we will have to say, just because you denied this particular guy not to go here and there, Mike McCarthy, you're going to have to give him more control. And then you're going to have deeper stipulations on this particular situation. Yeah, Chanel says, I hear you. So that's all I want. You know, I got to speak my mind, right? You know, because Jerry Jones, he's the billionaire. You know, he's the billionaire. He the one bought this thing. But we are the situation that we still going to support this team because our love run deep, baby. You know, but neither here nor there. He got Jerry. Vincent says Jerry got 7 more days. He do. Got 7 more days. Let's see how all of this can rock out and shape up. Cowboy Nation, that's all of my thoughts on this. Mike McCarthy denied to go interview elsewhere because now the Jones effect is really into the mix. And that's more leverage, believe it or not, for Mike McCarthy. So you're going to have to pay me. Look at this coaching scale right here on everybody else to get paid. If I'm his team, I'm sitting there saying, Jerry, you want us? Then you got to pay us. We want $18 million. We're going to start and pay is $18 million. Yeah, that's going to be my starting request. We can work from there. Yes, indeed. Appreciate y'all's support on this. DC for life, not for sure. Let's get it. Peace. All right. I did that recording. It's going to be somewhere floating around on the YouTubes. But neither here nor there. Let's get into this draft. Let's figure it out. Don't stall us, Jerry. Make the move. Speak now or forever hold your peace, you know. Somebody going to say, hey, I thought you said law is no longer speak for yourself. It's skeet for yourself. Well, hey, something got to jump out over here, and it got to be something dealing with a contract with the head coach, because the order and the process of it all is that first you got to have your head coach in line. And then you got to have your philosophy and your principle of what you're going to try to do to build your team. The free agency, and then from the free agency, you have, dare I say, the draft. You got to do those things in that order. You can't draft and then go get your head coach. You're supposed to don't draft and then go into free agency. You see, everything is set up in the order of a process. And it is true Make the move. Take the SHIT or get off the pot. Can't just sit there all day, Jerry. We got to make the moves so we can align our reasons for those things. You can't pigeonhole this thing. Don't keep this team in purgatory. Let that sink in. For 30 years, 30 years, we got 4 playoff wins. 4 playoff wins in the last 30 years. And we the most valued franchise in the National Football League. It's crazy. And then we are the most valued franchise in the National Football League. And I'm looking at this list. If I'm doing the quick math, 8 out of the 10 coaches on this list are in the playoffs. Can somebody say you pay for what you get? Yeah. You can't go and say, hey, I want the tomahawk steak. How much you got? $3.15. They won't even give you the gristle off of that steak. You'll be better luck even if you can try to get the bone. So no. You pay for what you get. In closing, Mama said there'll be days just like this. And she was right. But if you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night, to give up your time and your peace and your sleep, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad, that you don't get tired and it makes you hold everything tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you would gladly go out there and sweat for it or fret for it or plan for it or lose all terror of your mind, if you would simply, ladies and gentlemen, go after the thing you want with all of your capacity, strength, sagacity, with faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity, if neither the cold or the poverty or the famish or fame or the sickness of body or brain can turn you away from the things you want, if dogged and grim and besieged and beset with the help of Almighty Cowboy Nation and everyone that's listening, you will get it. Randy says, I like to ask Jerry, him being an NFL owner, would he still keep him if he had 30 years of failure, 6 or 7 head coaches changes? Would you keep him? Randy, we all would like to ask Jerry those things. Yeah. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. Appreciate you, man. We already reported this right here. Unless things and otherwise than change. Let me see. Any other news? All right. So, in other words, Adam Schefter is reporting now that Pete Carroll, no need for them to ask for permission for him. So Pete Carroll may end up being the coach for the Bears. They're going to interview him. So let's see how that goes. That's the only updated news that I have from here. In the words of Prime Time for Your Mind.
Give me my theme music.
Boy, we were live for 10 hours,
what
man.
What more do you want from me?
Yeah, buddy, yeah. Live for too long, man. Roll those credits. Be sure to hit that like button. Shout out to you, Rico, Chanel, appreciate you. Randy, Dramatic, come on.
I wake up, flex.
Shout out to you, Sean.
No drip this. Tell him run it up.
Come on.
No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell him run it up.
Randy, appreciate you. And what you consider Mayo, Garrett trade like Charles Haley. Oh, would you consider making the trade? Yeah, I would definitely reach out to Myles Garrett.
I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my own.
Myles Garrett,
Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me. I'm
I think Myles Garrett got some left in the tank.
The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy. Put in my hours, send the invoice.
Shout out to you, B-Bird, Glenn Capers, Aaron. Come on, let's get it.
I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check.
Gracias, appreciate you. Black 420 TV.
Crash my but first I stretch. I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check.
Come on.
No drip, this time to run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might but first I stretch. Time to run it. Y'all gon' make me take that trip way out to Europe. I call up Nigeria, come through in a hurry. Those London boys don't come to play, you should get worried.
Come on with it.
One false move, find yourself, they getting buried. Dance with the devil, used to love playing those games. Made some bad decisions that brought my mama pain. I made a promise to her, swore that I would change. I'm on the come up, bet I live up to my name.
Come on with it.
I wake up, flex, I'm down now.
Come on. Shout out to your J Business. If y'all didn't hit that like button or share this content.
I wake up, flex, I'm down now. No drip, this time to run it on. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might, but first I time to run it on.
Let's get on up out of here. One love, DC for life. Let's get it with my dog. Boy, let's get it. Peace.